Hi kindergarten, happy Tuesday. So today we're working on math pages 269 and 270. We're gonna have lots of fun today. So go ahead and grab your materials and then we're going to start by counting to 100. Let's do it all together. Ready? Here we go. First, let's count by ones. Count with me, okay? Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What comes next? 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Good job. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, you finish on your own while I point. Ready? Here we go. $60. Good job. Keep going. $70. 79, 80, 90, 97, 98, 99, 100. This time, let's count by tens. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay friends, now let's practice writing our numbers all the way from 60 to 100, okay? So I need you to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to do your very best you can to start from the number 60 and write your numbers all the way to 100. So go ahead and pause this video and then I'm going to show you my numbers, okay? Ready, set, go. So now we're going to talk about equal parts and shapes and how we can cut them into half. Let's start with a square, and we're going to see how many ways we can cut a square to have equal parts. So I'm going to cut my square down the middle. Do I have two equal parts? Yeah, right here. I'm going to color my two equal parts to show how I cut my square down the middle. These two are equal parts because they're the same size and the same shape. Can you tell me what shape I cut these into? A rectangle. Good job. I cut them into little rectangles. Now, I think there's another way that we can cut a square into equal parts. What if we cut it this way? Do I have two equal parts? You betcha. I have a rectangle up here. And I have another one right here. What shapes are those? Rectangles again. I have one right here and one right here. Now there's two more ways that we could find an equal part. What if we cut our square from corner to corner? I cut it diagonally. Are those equal parts? They're the same size and they're the same shape. They're equal parts. What shapes did I cut now? Triangles, you're right. I have a triangle here and a triangle here. What do you think the last way that I can cut my square is to get two equal parts? What if we go from this corner to this corner? Let's see. Yeah, those look like two equal parts. Let's color them. What shapes are those equal parts? They're triangles again, exactly. We have a triangle like this and a triangle like this. So how many times, how many ways can we cut a square to make equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 ways to cut a square into equal parts. The first one was vertical. Can you say vertical? It means up and down. Vertical. The next way is horizontal. Can you say horizontal? Horizontal. Vertical, horizontal. These two are called diagonal. Can you say diagonal? Diagonal. They go, it's kind of like you're doing the dance move, right? Diagonal. Good job. So what's this one? Vertical. This one? Horizontal. And what's this one? Diagonal. Good job. Now here I have some paper clips. And first I'm going to put 4 in a chain. I'm not going to connect them. I'm just going to make sure their ends are touching. So I'm going to put 4 paper clips in a line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have a question for you. How could you describe this chain of paper clips? What could you tell me about this? Can you tell me about how long it is? We could use these paper clips to measure because they're all the same size. They're the same size, so we can use them as a measurement. So how many paper clips long is this paper clip chain? This chain is 4 paper clips long. What happens if I add a paper clip? How long is this chain now? This chain is 5 paper clips long. How could I make my paper clip chain 2 paper clips shorter? What could I do to my chain? I could remove 2 paper clips, and now how long is my chain? Yeah, 3 paper clips long, exactly. So today we're going to practice measuring, and we're going to be using units that are the same size. How come we could say the chain was 4 paper clips long? Why could we use paper clips as our measurement again? Do you remember? Because they're all the same size. Exactly. Now, what if I used pens? Have you guys ever done this before? Where you stack them and you make them a tower? Exactly. Now I have 3 Expo markers and I attach them all together. So how long is my Expo marker chain? It's 3 pens long. And these are the things that I'm using to measure because they're all the same size. Exactly. So let's keep practicing measuring length. Before we start on our math pages, I have a little project for you. I want you to find something in your home that you could use to measure. Now, whatever you use, it has to be the same length. Exactly. It has to be the same length. So, could you use a bowl and a spoon to measure? No, because they're not the same length. But could you use spoons if they were all the same length? Yes, you could. So I want you to find something in your house that you could use to measure how wide your doorway is, okay? So when you walk through the door, I want you to measure how wide that is using something you have at home. Now here are 2 ideas that I think you might have. The first one is paper. You probably have paper or maybe magazines, right? So you could put paper to paper next to each other and see how many papers you could fit in your doorway. So your doorway would be maybe 2 papers long. Or maybe it's a really small doorway and it's only 1 paper long. You have to kind of squeeze through. So you could use paper. Another thing you could use, pencils or pens if they're all the same length. Are my pencils all the same length? Yes, they are because they're unsharpened, right? So I could line these up in my doorway and I could figure out how many pencils could I fit in my doorway, and my doorway would be about maybe 5 pencils long? I don't know. So can you think of anything inside your house that's the same size that you have a lot of? Maybe shoes. You can line up your shoes. Maybe pillows if you have the same size pillows. Pens, pencils. So these are just some ideas. I want you to get creative, okay? Go ahead and try it. So now let's look at our math packet on page 269. And the first instructions say measure the length and complete the sentence. Well, first, let's read this sentence together. The barn is pitchforks long. So do you see at the very bottom those pitchforks? Now we can use these to measure because they're all the same length. Good job. So we need to count how many pitchforks this barn is. So does the barn go all the way to the end of the pitchforks? Yes, it does. So we're going to count all the pitchforks. Will you count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the barn is 6 pitchforks long. Good job. Let's do the second one together. The sentence says, the hay bale is bird prints long. Can you find the bird prints? Yeah, there they are. And the hay goes all the way to the end of the bird prints. So we need to count all of those little bird prints. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how long is the hay bale? 8 bird prints long. Good job. Go ahead and try to do the last one on your own. So on this last page, it says, write the length of each animal's tail. Ooh, I see 3 animals. We're going to measure their tails. And then we have to circle the animal with the longest tail. Okay, so the first part, we need to measure the tails, right? So how many squares long is Cheddar's tail? 2. 1, 2. So we're going to put a 2. How long is the horse's tail? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares long. So we're going to put a 4 right there. And the last one, this is a badger. How many squares long is the badger's tail? If you guess 3, you're right, 3. So go ahead and circle which animal has the longest tail, and that's going to be the number that's the biggest. What do you think, who has the longest tail? The horse, you're right, good job. And now for the last part, you're going to color the shapes that have the equal parts. So do you remember how we cut my square into equal parts? They're the same size and the same shape. So the first one, do those look like equal parts to you? Are they all the same size and the same shape? Yeah, so go ahead and take your green colored pencil or crayon and color in those green equal parts. And then I want you to go to the next shapes and see, are those equal parts? Alright, great job today, kindergarten. Remember, you can pause the video at any time to practice on your own, but I'm so proud of you, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye!